Great catching up with my next guest, Gerald Meerschaert, going to be fighting next Saturday, UFC 319, taking on Michał Oleksiejczuk. Gerald, how's it going, man?
I'm doing good, James. How you been?
I'm doing great. I'm not going to be fighting close to home next Saturday. That's pretty cool, getting a fight in Chicago. I imagine you wanted to be on this card. Like, how did this all come together?
Yeah, I mean, as soon as I heard they were going to have a Chicago card, I was like, hopefully I can get on that. And they found me an opponent. Usually it's kind of like you take what you can get for me, but this time it all worked out.
Yeah, that's good. How much notice did you get? Did you find it a while ago?
Yeah, I had a lot of notice. I mean, compared to what I'm used to, I think I had over 8 or 9 weeks, so I had a pretty good amount of time.
Good. That's great. Never fun to talk about a loss, but the Brad Tavares fight, what did you take away from that one that you're bringing into this fight?
Pull the trigger. Don't hesitate. Don't wait too much. If I want to get a guy down, like I'd rather get tired trying to take him down than wait to play their game too much.
Yeah. That makes sense. And let's talk about Oleksiejczuk, 20-9 record. What do you know about him? How do you feel like you match up against him here?
He's tough. He's good. Definitely more of a striker. Definitely comes out and brings it. Generally, he moves forward. He does a pretty good job of mixing up his left hand. He'll go to the body. He'll throw an overhand. He'll come down the pipe and try to tag guys with it. He's got some wins over some really tough guys, and he's got some losses where guys took him down. And, hopefully that's what I do on next Saturday.
Now, I know we talk about this in every interview because it keeps happening, but you're the betting underdog here. Now, I get it against some of your opponents, right? Like the Reiner de Ritter fight, obviously there was a lot of hype, with him coming over and some of the other guys that you fought. But this one, does this surprise you a bit? I think you're almost like a 2-1 underdog here. And I know he's younger, but like you've got a lot more experience than he does.
It would surprise me more if I wasn't an underdog at this point. I'm just so used to that happening. I kind of expect it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I know you don't, if anything, it's good for your buddies if they're betting on the fight. Take me through camp a bit. Obviously we know this was the last fight or fight before. You've obviously moved back home to Wisconsin, training at Valley Flow. How's all that going? Who are you working with for this one?
It's going great. Got a lot of work with, the usual suspects there. Also got probably like 2 to 3-ish weeks with Brendan Allen before his fight. He came out by us.
Okay.
While, so a little bit different style, but like still a top level guy that you get to train with is never a bad thing. And I think a lot of the guys that I've been training with, they definitely have better grappling than my opponent, and they're just as tough, and at least in the gym they can give me just as good a look on the feet as anybody else. So I think I'll be more than prepared.
Who are some of the names you get to work with in case people don't know? Just some of the bodies in there.
Well, other than Brendan for that little bit there, Charlie Radke, Bilal Muhammad a lot.
Nice.
Austin is actually fighting a week after me. So
in Shanghai, yeah.
That would be the recognizable names.
Well, no, even give me like a couple up and comers, because I mean that was you at one point at Rufus Sport. I remember back in the day. It was like, hey, we got this. There's a Gerald Meerschaert guy fighting. So who are some of the up and comers you get to work with that maybe we're going to be hearing about soon?
The thing is I can't pronounce a lot of their names.
No worries.
A lot of guys from Kyrgyzstan and stuff like that.
Oh, there's a welter. Actually, I interviewed one of them. There's a welterweight guy that trains with you guys. He fought Austin Tweedy on one of the regional cards recently. I don't know how to pronounce this. I pronounced it in the interview because I had the piece of paper handy. I don't have it now, but forget the guy's name. But he's a welterweight though. But he's really, really good. I'm trying to remember his name.
Beck or Beckmall.
Yes, that's the one. Yeah.
No, he's a great, but he's a really good grappler. He's a good guy, and he's a very tough training partner. But I have no idea how to say his name correctly.
No,
so I don't butcher that. And there's some other guys too but half of them just too many. And that's me saying this. Too many vowels and consonants, and I can't remember. So
No, it's tough. You're not in charge of roll call. Why do you think so many of those fighters are coming to your gym specifically? Is there a reason for that? Is it just being in Illinois that there's a big population there, or is it your gym? Why do you think there's so many guys from that area, the world, coming to train with you guys?
There is a pretty big population in Chicago in general, and I think that's one thing. There's a lot of big grappling gyms there, and I think Valley is one of the few places where you can really get some striking going and like a complete MMA thing. And then if you see that a former welterweight champion is there and like a lot of other high level UFC guys, that tends to attract a lot of people. And to my knowledge, it's really the only place in Chicago that I can think of that has that many UFC fighters. I could be mistaken because I'm not as in the loop, especially with the local gyms I used to be. But I think that's kind of shakes out. There are gyms there and there are tough guys there, but I think we would have the most high profile fighters, so to speak.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Always good to have different bodies in the gym. Guy you used to train with, obviously been in the news, and I don't know if you've even talked to him, but Ben Askren, man, what a warrior he's been going through all this. I mean, I was hearing behind the scenes things were not looking good, and then he gets through it, and I know he's still been in and out of the hospital, but have you talked to Ben at all, or like just your thoughts on what he's going through right now?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to see him before he went home the first time. I think he's still back in there. I know he just posted a video like today or yesterday where he was doing some PT, and then hopefully he gets back home sooner. Was back home and is just in for PT. But yeah, man, it's absolutely nuts. It's like, you know, it sucks that it happened to someone like Ben in the sense that like no one deserves like anything like that to happen. But never smoked, never drank, never really partied or did anything crazy. He even ate like really, you wouldn't know by looking at him necessarily before, but like he ate all organic food. He didn't really like overeat. He just kind of lived a healthy lifestyle, wrestled all the time, and you know, just kind of a freak thing out of nowhere that came and kind of had some disruption in his life. But he's been a warrior through the whole thing, and I there's not that I would ever want that to happen to anyone, let alone someone that I consider a very dear friend, but there's nobody better equipped to deal with something like that, mentally, especially than Ben Askren.
How much of an inspiration is it? Because it's inspiring me. It's inspiring so many people just to see the way he's approaching this. Like, he's not saying feel sorry for me. He's like, look, like, use this as an example of like, your life can be as bad as mine is right now, but I'm pushing through it. I'm getting through it. Like, I feel like, not to get too political here, but in today's society, a lot of like the tragedy stuff is sort of celebrated. He's going the other way and he's saying, look, and I'm going to push through this. I'm going to be back. I'm going to be better. How inspiring is that for you? Especially you're fighting next week. I'm sure that's on your mind too.
Oh yeah, no, it incredibly inspiring. And to your point, like, I can't really think of too many scenarios where it'd be easier to just be like, poor me, look at the horrible hand I've been dealt. And he's had this attitude, as far as I know, his entire life, and certainly since I've known him, and even helped me see the better side of things even before all this, just coaching in general and stuff like that. But to see him walk the walk in this circumstance, especially, is very inspiring. And then, anytime, not that, I'm very disciplined and with training and stuff like that, but especially for this fight, it's like anytime you get tired, anytime it's like you don't want to do something, I just think I get to do this still. Like, not only am I healthy, but I have like the opportunity and I still get to do this and still make a living doing this, and not everyone can do that. And he was even retired from fighting, but it's like, who am I to complain or, get upset or like, oh, I don't want to go work out when, I got to see this guy like having to relearn how to walk. You know what I mean? So it really puts things in perspective, and it definitely helped train, harder and dig deep for this fight for sure.
And what's incredible too is you see a little bit of that is humor still in his videos and stuff, where he'll have like the the way he talks and stuff. I thought that was so cool that like he's still trying to be the old Ben, and kind of the way he talks and everything. So yeah, we're all thinking of Ben, and hopefully it's a speedy recovery. Your corner, what's that going to look like? Mike Valley going to be in your corner? Who's going to be in the cage with you?
Yeah, Mike Valley will be there. Jason Stroud will be there. So
Nice.
Some of the same usual guys, and should be a good time. Should be a packed house.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one here. And how's the fight playing out? How do you see it unfolding next Saturday?
Honestly, I knew this question was coming, especially this week and next week, but I feel like I'm going to get a first round finish. I feel like there's nothing he can do to stop me from taking him down. I feel like, at this point, I can't imagine that the game plan is any secret to anybody, even looking at this fight on paper. So, yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to stop me from taking him down in the first round, and I'm going to get my arms around his neck, and that's going to be it.
So you got this fight coming up here next Saturday. Do you want to get one more in, or you just want to kind of reassess and see how things go? Because I guess, you got a lot going on outside the cage with coaching and being a dad and all that. What's sort of the plan after this?
I would think I'll get one more in before the end of the year, but you never know. so far, knock on wood, I've been pretty fortunate to not have any like crazy bad injuries after a fight. So pending something like that happening, I would think I'd be ready to go by November or December.
Yeah, and you have a few fights left in your deal, if I remember correctly.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's good. And how is fatherhood these days? How's the little one doing?
He's great, man. He's 4 now, so the personality starts coming out. They can really like have a conversation with you, and you see things that like reminds you of either parent, and then you see things that are kind of brand new to them. And yeah, it's been fun. I will say everyone always talks about the terrible twos. I found that the threes were much worse.
Yeah.
Four is getting better, but it's still, there's still a chance for meltdowns. And now that he knows he has like agency over certain things, it's like you really got to play some mental gymnastics to convince him like to do, like not having a lollipop or a sucker at like 8 o'clock at night is probably not the best idea. And convincing a 4-year-old of that is kind of hard.
Yeah, no, it's my son, he's gonna be 4 in a couple weeks, and it's same thing. Like I wouldn't say twos were bad. I would say like maybe 3 or 4. But with him, he's just really stubborn, like to the point of where like we gotta go, and he'll sit, like he'll sit in like a corner or something, and just like turn his back, and he like tries to hold his ground, and you have to like try and convince him otherwise. It's a lot of negotiation. I've done a lot of negotiation in my time. He definitely puts me high for my money, so to speak. So.
Absolutely.
It can be difficult. And I just, because you're at that age too, do you got your kid in any sports? Because mine, I just signed him up for soccer. They allow it for his age group, which is great. So he's going to be in a league come September, which is pretty cool. You got your kid in anything?
Not yet. Even my wife's kind of like, asking like, we could put him in soccer or wrestling or something. And I was like, he's a little bit on the smaller side for his age.
Well, he'll get big. Knowing you're a pretty big guy, right? So I'm sure he'll get that growth at some point.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll grow spurt. And it's like, it wouldn't be bad for an undersized kid to be in sports and get moved around a little bit, but I just don't know that, he'll pay attention necessarily.
Yeah.
Like he wants to do what he wants to do. And he's also very stubborn, but it's like, if you tell him like, a teacher, anyone, if someone tells him to do something and they don't give him another option, he will like purposely defy you. So it's like, let's wait just a little bit, see, if he wants to do something or he vocalizes it earlier, then for sure. But like even, and I've been in at Ben Askren's academy, they have like the Little Ninjas program.
Yeah. And
I've been a part of that before. And I was like, he's not quite ready for that yet, but pretty soon we'll get him in there.
Yeah, got to follow in his dad's footsteps. Gerald, thanks for doing this. It's UFC 319 next Saturday. Anyone you want to thank before we get out of here? Any sponsors, any social media? I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, you guys know where I'm at. Follow me wherever. Combat Corner is awesome. Appreciate everybody.